And your Best in the Game is brought to you by Old Dominion Freight Line, official freight carrier of USA Athletics, helping the world keep promises. Our Best in the Game is Lake McRee, redshirt junior tight end, Jordan Moore, Sean Cody, Keely Yor. Lake, what's going on, man? Appreciate you taking the time here on a big homecoming Monday. We talked to Coach about it. You know, obviously a quarterback change that affects you, the entire offense. How do you adjust? Do you take extra reps with Jaden over the last 2 weeks to try to build that chemistry, more conversations? How do you guys do it as an offense on the fly here late in the season?
Yeah, I mean, I think quarterback chemistry is really important with receivers and tight ends. So, you know, it being mid-season change, it's important to do extra stuff after practice with him, whether that's verbal or, you know, he's throwing routes to me and stuff. So I think he's handled it well, though. You know, he's come in. It hasn't really felt like too crazy of a change. I mean, they've rotated those guys throughout the year anyway, so it hasn't been like a huge difference in practice to us. I think obviously the biggest difference will be on Saturday. But no, it's been good. You know, I've tried to you know, start to build that chemistry a little more. I mean, it's not like I didn't have that chemistry with him. You know, he was here in spring and stuff, so it's nothing new for him.
Obviously, you can build that chemistry on the field with Jaden, but when you have a quarterback change, you know, it's in the locker room. That's a big impact for the guys, right? You know, and you're a captain on this team, so your job is to keep this thing heading the right direction. How do you, as a captain on this team, make sure everyone's behind Jaden, ready to go for this one? Yeah,
I mean, I think we just have to keep one common goal of being 1-0 every week. I think Coach Riley has done this a long time, and you know, whatever he says, I think a lot of people or everyone on the team is confident in. So if he wanted to make that position change, and everyone's confident in it and that it's the best for the team. So you know, we just want to be 1-0 every week. So the coaches are going to put us in the best possible situation for that, and you know, whatever they tell us to do, we're going to do it to the best of our abilities.
You've been praised so much for the mindset you take in general, but when it comes to rehabbing, and unfortunately had another scary injury incident this season. But how would you describe the mindset you take when it comes to rehabbing your recovery?
I think the mindset I take is the time's going to pass anyway, so it's really, I just try to make the most of it. You know, when you have ACL or a knee injury, those months are going to go by anyway. So I just try to, you know, whatever people can do in 2 weeks, I try to do it in 1 week. So I try to rehab twice a day or even 3 times a day if it's really the beginning, and I think I can get the most out of it. So I just try to, you know, work as hard as I can. You also got to be smart and not overdo it, because then you can set yourself back. But it's, you know, it's tough. You know, it's not something you want to always have to go through, and unfortunately it's something I've gone through more than I would have liked to, but it also helps, you know, when it happens, it's part of the game. So you know, it tells me what I need to do going forward.
And tell us about the people that help you along the way here, right? Because, you know, there's so many people that work behind the scenes to make all these athletic programs work. But, you know, in particular football, you know, you're not there alone, at least when you're going through that grind. And, you know, what's that process like as you work with the people in this building to come on back?
Yeah, I can't say enough about the people in this building, you know, all the trainers, doctors, stuff like that. If I'm in there 3 times a day, so are they. You know, they're doing it, and they're also, you know, putting up with me and, you know, giving me more stuff to do. So, I mean, that's 6-7 days a week. So can't thank them enough. You know, a lot of it isn't shown because it's a lot of behind-the-scenes stuff. But, yeah, I mean, I'm very appreciative of all of them, and they all have a huge role in that.
Obviously, Lake, you had to work with your new quarterback this bye week, but you're also an old dog, man. I mean, I remember when I was in bye weeks late into the season, like, hey, coach, I'm not taking these reps. Get the young guy in there.
Yeah.
So what's a bye week for an old dog like you, man?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know about old dog, but yeah. Yeah, I mean, it is a little bit of that of, you know, having to save your body, and we also have a really young tight end room. So.
Yeah, get some reps, fellas.
Yeah, it's good. It's a good development week for those guys. While, you know, it's a win-win, you know, being able to develop those guys and also, you know, take a little off the body if we don't have a game that Saturday. But those dudes are coming along real well. I'm excited to see, you know, we're seeing impacts from some of them already this year, and I think we'll see impacts from the other ones in the near future. So it was good for them, you know, to, you know, be able to get that experience this week. But yeah, it was definitely a week of, I'm not getting thrown in the fire every day, so it was good to take a little bit off the body.
Yep.
Prior to your injury in the beginning of the season, you were USC's leading receiver. What's it been like for you to kind of have that role, that bigger receiving role this season?
Yeah, I mean, it was something I always knew I was capable of. It just, you know, never really got brought to the light. My true freshman year, you know, when I started playing, you know, once I started, really playing and getting thrown the ball, I was like, okay, I can actually play at this level. And I think that confidence really has stuck with me up until this year, even though that was 3 years ago.
Yeah.
So I was kind of just proving myself right in the first 2 games. And fortunately, in the third game, had the injury and have been battling back with that. But I think I'm in a good place right now. So I'm excited to see how I finish the season.
Coach has talked about, the program is making strides and the winning will come. And it obviously hasn't come as fast as you guys would have liked this season, as you've struggled at times in close games. But how much have you tried to keep that mentality and sort of, trust the process, if you will, that you guys are improving, even if there have been some setbacks?
Yeah, I mean, obviously our record doesn't show it, but my freshman year, we had a similar record, but the games were much different. Every single game that we've had this year, we could have and should have probably won. So I think that's encouraging to guys not only coming back next year, but finishing out the year is we got what it takes. Like, we beat really good teams, we've hung with really good teams, and so I think it'll be a big stepping stone of, like, we just got to find the 1 or 2 things that we need to fix that will change the outcome of those close games that might have not gone our way.
Well, lead the way, Lake. Take the Trojans out in the field against Nebraska on Saturday. USC versus Nebraska, presented by United Airlines. A 1 p.m. kick. Trojan Tailgate Show presented by Yeti will go on at 11 a.m. We just have one more segment to come on this Monday. You're listening to Trojans Live.